If you've been feeling stuck in pain, physically, mentally, or emotionally, then today's show is 100% for you because we're diving into 3 key areas in your body that, when blocked, can lead to different types of manifestations of pain.
Yeah, and you guys know that when pain is left unattended for too long, you're going to end up with life force depletion. You're going to feel drained. And when we're drained, we feel cranky. We feel irritable. Leads to depression, leads to apathy, and just feeling just totally like out of sorts, like you're not yourself. You might have even heard in your own mind thoughts like, what's the point? Or I think it's just too late for me.
I think things have gone too long for too far.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm raising my hand that I've heard those thoughts. I've had those experiences in this life. But we promise you this, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And today,
we have polled thousands of people and asked them how do they feel about their health, about their mindset and their future. And they often share that they feel tired and that they feel unmotivated. They can't tap desire. And sometimes they often feel alone. But here's the good news. After today's show, you'll understand the importance of addressing 3 key blockers that might be keeping you stuck, but more importantly, how to fix them so that we can create the vibrant, purpose-filled life that we all deserve.
And stick around because by the end of this show, you're probably going to be so excited about what you've learned that you want to come and hang out with us at our 3-day virtual live event called Alive and Thrive. So would you want to let them know how they can do that right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so our 3-day virtual Alive and Thrive event is coming up September 12th, 13, 14 in Texas time. It's from like 10 to 5 daily. And you can attend for free. And we've never offered free tickets before.
That's right.
But it's just something that we're doing because of everything that's happening in the world. And we know that we keep saying, like, if one person elevates their life force and is emanating joy and kindness, it is contagious. So you can claim a free ticket at that link, satorimethod.com/alive. And after you claim your free ticket, there is an invitation to upgrade so that instead of just attending on Facebook or YouTube, you can be in Zoom and you can get extra sessions and extra time with replays. You'll hear all about it in the replay.
So let's dive in.
The video at the top
Yeah,
of the page.
what are these 3 key areas in the body? Well, in the energy arts, I'm sure those of you who've been around us for a while have heard us talk about the dantian. So that's the term in Qigong or Tai Chi for your energy centers. They're like 3 brains. You have one in your belly, one in your heart, and one in the brain of your brain. And when these energy centers are off, disrupted, blocked, then the energy is stagnant, it causes a host of problems. The first one that we want to talk about and that we've identified in our own lives is when you, like, let's say that you get attracted to the personal growth industry, right? We're all like attracted to growing ourselves and growing our lives. And you want to produce and create more in your life, but then you just can't do it because you're physically focused on pain. And it's so hard when you're physically focused on pain to even think about creating a better life.
And I think for most people, they're not sitting at home going, I think I want some personal growth.
No, they
right?
don't look for
it's
that.
Just they may just be thinking, I was meant for more. Life is supposed to be better than this. This isn't what I imagined. I would like to be more, do more, love more, serve more, have more, feel more. There just starts to be this desire, which is such a beautiful thing. And yet at the same time, there's so much energy being consumed with some type of pain. Like you were saying, whether it's physical pain, whether it's a back pain, knee pain, whether it's emotional pain, anxiety, depression, grief, that when somebody's asking you, like, what do you want out of your life? You're like,
what do you want to create?
Oh my God, I
just want to get through the day.
Want to like not feel this pain.
We're bringing this up, and I put the picture, I don't know if you saw, it was a picture from our video that we created, our little documentary.
On the thumbnail of the
Yeah, the thumbnail for today's show is a picture of Tristan when we wanted to try to create a video that showcased the journey of healing. And there's that low point where I think a lot of us have hit it. Let us know if you've hit on your journey, and maybe you're there now, maybe you're already on the other side of it, where you might have called it your dark night, or that just crisis moment where you didn't know what you were going to do.
Maybe a few of them.
And there can be multiple on the journey where you almost want to throw in the towel. Well, that was mine. I was so depleted. We were talking about this energy center. Now, you might be saying, but yeah, your emotions were probably affected too, and your thoughts were affected. So all three of your energy centers off? They were. But it started by ignoring my power center. I wasn't listening to my body and my gut instinct. And where was all of my pain that manifested? Right there in my back and in my belly and my core area. In fact, I grew a very big belly. Now, I'm bringing that up. I've used that picture to be indicative of, I think that's usually where a lot of us were pulled into something's off. Something has to change, and it's through the body. It's pain in the body. Would you agree? Pain in the body gets our attention more than usually anything first. Mm-hmm. So, been there, done that.
I think because sometimes we'll get busy to avoid emotional pain or anxiety. We can just get busy. We can go do something with our time. But when you're in physical pain, that avoidance often strategy isn't there because you don't have the energy and you're not pain-free enough to go and do something to avoid the other situation.
I was so physically depleted in that area that I couldn't even possibly think about my future.
Yeah.
I just was trying to get through the day. I just wanted to get out of the pain. And so we're bringing this up because we know that in our community, that's where some people are, and that might be you. And we wanted you to not feel bad about, oh, wow, all these people are talking about creating and manifesting and all that. Your manifestation right now is probably just take care of your body. Bring your energy back up. Replenish yourself. So that's why, in order to replenish the lower dantian, we must also take care of the limbs and the torso and the tissues of the whole body. So that's sort of phase one. And at Alive and Thrive, we're going to share a lot of tools with you to help you bring your body back online and heal that beautiful energy center. We call it the power center because when it's filled with energy, you feel very empowered and your body heals faster, you feel strong, you feel grounded, you feel confident, and the energy now starts to rise, and that's what we want, and that takes us into wanting to manifest and create more. Okay, should we talk about the next one?
Yeah.
All right, you want to jump in? This one is, okay, so after polling thousands of people, this was a big one. Apathy.
I relate to this one.
Feeling unmotivated, like what's the point? Who's had that?
For me, the apathy and the what's the point has different meanings at different times in my life. I think, after you're 40 and above, it really, for me, it feels different because that driving force of proving, what do I want to do with my life? What kind of career do I want to have? I want to be a great mom. Like those are kind of the season for that has gone. And where do we find that passion and that drive and that desire, or even give ourselves the right to feel it when we're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? Right? So it's that apathy, like, I've even talked to people. It's like, well, my season has passed. And it's like, yes, like spring could say to summer, my season has passed, but summer's like, and I'm here, right? We're always in a season. And if you are still breathing and if you're still alive, there is something to have desire about. There's something to live for. There's something to love for. And apathy for me is just, I'm out of sync with who I am. I'm out of sync with what I want, and I'm out of sync with how I want to expand, which kind of just means I'm out of alignment with my life force.
And heart center, because this is the brain of your being. Let's just turn this music off in the background. Sorry about that, guys. We're talking about these three brains. We said there are three key areas, and we really think this is important to understand how you are wired for success if you are whole, holy, and complete. And your energy system is such an important part of navigating your life. So when energy is blocked in one of these three energy centers, you're going to experience things like this. And apathy happens when we're disconnected from our heart, when we're disconnected from those desires that are birthed from the heart. Now, as we mentioned in the first one, when all your attention is pulled into your body and you're dealing with survival mode, power area, the lower dantian, how can the energy rise up into the heart? It can't. And here's something so interesting, that when you're in survival and the energy's all focused on the physical body, which it can go anywhere, including the head and everywhere, that it gets trapped and blocked there, well, it can't rise. Its natural propensity is to rise up. All of our energies want to rise. We want to ascend. We want to grow, right? Like a tree, like a plant. But the heart says, I can't open to you because I don't trust this survival mechanism you're in. Mm-hmm. This is too scary.
Yeah.
So when this is shut down and blocked, the result is apathy,
yeah,
or feelings of sadness and separation can lead to depression.
And apathy, because it shuts the heart down, I think what's kind of sad about that is the beauty and the fulfillment of giving. Like, it feels so good to give, doesn't it? It feels so good to do. It feels so good to be a contributor. But when you have apathy, because the energy isn't flowing, you're not getting to feel all that goodness of being part of a we, of being like a caretaker in a way that comes from overflowing. Because you could be doing the acts of caretaking, but from a place of apathy. We want to do it from a place of overflowing with what? With life force energy, because that's what's going to open the heart back up.
And this is why you must take care of yourself first, especially if you're a caretaker or a parent, right? You really want to give your body temple what it needs to be replenished. And so you should choose in this loving way to be self-oriented. It seems selfish, but it's not. So many of us have been trained to give, serve, and we end up getting depleted. And then our body ends up feeling so just taxed. And so it's time to really give yourself time and carve that out and make sure you're giving yourself that. So we want to talk about one more, and then we want to wrap back around to all three of these and talk about what's on the other side. Because this is not a depression show. This is about uplifting you and showing you the map, okay? Our whole thing's about mapping. We are life force mappers, okay? So first is by mapping the energies of the body. So we talked about the lower dantian, the lower energy center. That's brain number one.
Power center.
When it's online and all the systems are go, it's a power center. And then we move the energy here to the middle dantian, heart area. When it's open and flourishing, you would say, this is my heart. It's my joy center. Okay. Now we're going to move up here. This is the upper dantian, or the third brain, the brain of your brain. Now, what happens when this area is out of whack? Well, we just don't have the ability to focus and to take if there was energy in the body, but this is off, we can't sustain our focus.
Foggy.
Or we split the focus and we feel fragmented and all over the map. And that's so frustrating because you know you're meant for more. You know you want to create.
Yeah.
We saw it today. We were walking Kingsley.
Oh, gosh.
And
Kingsley is our puppy.
We saw what's happening to the brain for children at a young age, but it's affecting all of us. So you want to share?
Yeah, so we have if you walk up our street, at the end of the street is the middle school bus pickup. And as we were walking out the door, Kingsley, our puppy, was so excited because he saw this maybe 14-year-old boy, and he was walking, holding his phone, and then maybe 20 feet behind him was another boy, which was walking on his phone. But as they were walking, their posture was so forward, like this,
Yep.
And they were slumped. And if there was a brick wall, they would have hit their head on it. So here, it was a beautiful morning.
Oh my gosh.
In Austin this morning. There was a breeze. It smelled good. It's just the most beautiful time in Texas. And then there's this puppy on the end of a leash, like,
hi guys, hi, let's play.
Just wagging, looking at them. I mean, we're talking 6 feet away from them.
They didn't even look up.
They don't see.
They walk with peripheral vision.
They're so focused on this.
It's crazy.
And it was actually really sad to us to see, like, oh my gosh, they're kind of missing a part of life. And then I said, how many times are we so focused on a problem, focused on a lack, that we miss our life, that we're not standing up and seeing what's actually there?
So when you practice the energy arts, one of the most important things is to open up the information highway of your spine. So when you practice these energy arts, and please do come and join us over here at Alive and Thrive. There's a free ticket at that link. If you don't have yours yet, make sure you go and get it. The time of this recording is September 5th, 2024. If you happen to be watching this in the future,
You missed.
sorry, but there'll be something else, I'm sure. Keep an eye on your...
There are limited time replays. This is so valuable. We said earlier in the recording, this is a $1,000 ticket to attend. Once you get the free ticket, there's an opportunity to upgrade to VIP. It's all explained
It's
on the
3
pages.
days. It's 3 days.
But there's physical training, mental, emotional. It's about drive. It's about understanding fascia. It's so in depth for 3 days. And if you have to miss a portion, that's okay. You can catch a limited time replay.
So right now, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the 3 brains or the 3 energy centers in the body, 3 key areas that are so important to attend to. And we're kind of diagnosing, if you will, some of the symptomology of what happens when they're blocked, when the energy is not flowing through them correctly, when they're out of sync with each other. But when they're on, they're like, I was going to say Christmas tree lights, traffic lights. Ding, ding, ding. You get these 3 green lights and all the energy just goes and you're in this place of alignment. So let's take a look at what that looks like when the power center is lit up green. So you now have a body. You talked about fascia, the connective tissue that lays under the skin, surrounds every muscle, all your organs, all your tendons, ligaments, including your bones. This tissue carries within it life force. The meridian pathways are inside this tissue. And so when the tissue is tight, when the body is hurting, when we're worrying, when we're squeezing, when we're blocked, all that energy, that life force is pinched off and it can't flow. And when it can't flow through, there's these channels are kind of like, you could think of like rivers. When the rivers flow, they pool into these energy centers. But if the body is tight and the energy can't flow, it can't pool through your power center. And so it gets depleted. It's called chi deficiency. So the body can then over time become depleted, and that's why it cannot heal. And when the body is off, when the nervous system is off, when we're in stress, we're going to end up feeling very, very like, I can't focus on anything but my pain. And we become consumed by it, and it becomes our identity. So creating from that place is very difficult. But what happens when it is online? Well, you've got energy to heal, and your body starts to feel better, and pain dissolves. I lived in chronic pain every single day from my injury for years. And we work with many people who are telling us again and again and again that their pain is diminishing or is gone, completely gone.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're opening their channels and they're filling their power center.
It's a different solution than what they've been seeking. Sometimes people are only seeking a physical solution to a physical problem, and they haven't even known that there's this whole life force energy door. So if you're someone who's like, I've tried, great. Have you tried life force energy? I highly suggest giving it a go.
We'll show you at the event how to use your breath to heal these areas, because the brain, when it's off, it gets tight and contracts. And when it constricts and contracts, that's what blocks the energy from flowing through. So you have to open up the physical body and then refill that area. Okay? So that's the first one. Then the energy can now rise, and the heart opens, and the life force rises up into the heart center, and you start to experience a smile, joy. We, in Qigong, talk about energy converting itself from Qi into Shen. And Shen is this glow that happens to people when their heart is open. When your heart is open, you can feel it around other people. They have good energy. You feel drawn to them. It's sort of like you want to give them a hug because this is so open.
Or you just appreciate them being in the room.
Yeah, and you see in your own life more smiling, more joy, more contentment, more peace in your heart. And when that happens, your heart opens up. And then what happens? You get all these cool
And
ideas.
then what happens?
And then what happens? You get all these really cool, creative ideas. Because the heart has a lot of knowledge, knowing, inner knowing within. And this is where the great ideas come from. I know that sounds a lot woo, and that's okay. But we've heard for hundreds and hundreds of years, follow your heart. Trust your heart. Your heart knows the way. Listen to your heart. Where do these sayings come from and why? Because there is wisdom within. It's like a soul center. And when you allow it to open up, the heart actually teaches the brain. It guides and gives information, and creative ideas come and they get birthed. When the ideas and the drive comes from here, you feel so apathy. What's that? You're so driven because it's aligned to purpose. There's an alignment. Yeah.
Sweet comments coming through in the chat.
Christiane says, Tristan and Sabrina, you give me meaningful hope. I have felt vastly better. I've had more energy, felt cared for by you and me. Thank you so very much. You are so very welcome.
She's doing the Life Force trainings.
Yes, she is. And she's very consistent, and that's a big key. To work with energy, it's not just like a pill. You don't just take a little potion and or a tincture. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking and feeling.
And that's great because potions and tinctures wear off.
Right, but
with Life Force energy, it's almost like turning on the water. Turn on the water and let it flow.
Let it flow.
Let it flow.
So now your energy's rising up.
We're going to be in a Disney movie soon.
Your energy's now, its natural propensity is to rise up. We'll teach you how to use your breath and your awareness to pull the chi up, and now you're up in the wisdom center. And there's a lot of wisdom there. So what happens when this area opens up? Well, you get light bulb moments, aka satori. The heart energies open up, the body energies open up, the desire energy, desire means of the father energy, going back to father.
And when we say satori moments, that's going to feel like the best solution for you, the best idea right now, something you maybe haven't thought of before. It's the way your intuition bubbles up and guides you. It's the way your gut feeling sort of bubbles up and says, go this way, go that way. Hey, why don't you do this? It's these ideas that are there, but because we were on the Miss Grumpy channel, I didn't have access to this divine align channel. And that's really what we're going to be talking about at the Alive and Thrive event is how do we create our lives? How do we think about our lives and put time into thinking about our lives the same way you put time into planning a vacation, into how we want to have that energy overflowing into different areas of our life. What is the one big thing that's holding us back? Can we not think about our whole life because we don't feel good, because we are in an unhealthy relationship, or because the finances aren't there? Like, what is the limiting belief or the block, or where the energy isn't flowing, so that we can move that block out of the way so the energy can start flowing again? Because when the energy is flowing, all areas of your life will improve. It isn't an isolated island. When the energy is flowing, all ships rise with the tide. And it is a combination of the physical modalities that you're going to be experiencing, the Qigong and the breath work and the meditation, as well as some of the mental processes, the way that you look at things, the way that you shape things, the way that you learn to listen to what is the right action for you, what is the desire. And so often we've stamped that down. Oh, I'm done with my desire. No, you're breathing. To tap back into that, and so that you can have this beautiful life. And what if life could be even better? And what if life continues to be wonderful?
Love it. So let's recap. We have these energy brains inside of us, and they love to be attended to. They really appreciate your attention. So energy arts are often very meditative. So you are pulling your attention back from all the scattered focus back into yourself. You're taking care of your tissues, your body, your torso, your arms, legs, and you're moving and you're breathing. So your body's just going to feel better. And then you bring all that fresh energy into the lower energy center. We'll teach you how to do this physically at the event if you're not already doing it with us. And then you heal this area. You heal it. You love it. It's a lot of information, a lot of old thoughts, feelings, and energy get trapped. You ever heard the saying, issues get trapped in the tissues? Well, they get trapped in the energy brains as well. And so those brains get to be healed. And then we've talked about the heart. And when the heart opens, you get all these new ideas and insights. You feel connected again. You feel connected with others. And you don't feel alone, and apathy dissolves. And now that you have that open heart, the energy rises up into the brain, and all those ideas now get to be shaped with the focused mind that you have, because you're learning to meditate, and we call it reclaim your aim. You're so laser focused. Now you move into a phase of mapping. And that's what we're going to really dive into at the event is, okay, so now I've got these new ideas. I'm going to focus in, let's say, healing the physical body. That's the first place that everyone should always start. And then it's going to go from the physical body into the physical life. What do you want to start creating now, and how are you going to map it out? And here's the thing I want to say about mapping. If you only focus in your life right now on one or two areas, it will be out of balance because everything is interconnected. So when you focus on one or two, it offsets other things. So that's why you want a holistic, well-balanced life. You don't try to do it all at once. You start with one, and you bring it back into full resonance and connection to what lights you up. And then you take that energy and you shape it continually into all the areas. We want to show you how you can do that.
It sounds way more complicated than it is.
But it's not.
And I also just, when you were talking, I remembered years ago when somebody would say, oh, and we meditate and feel this. I would immediately, my judgment of that was, it's going to be slow and boring. And that is not the case for me with the way that I experience meditation. For me, meditation is focused, present, fun. There is energy behind it. There's energy to be used to do things. So also perhaps during this event, redefining what maybe concept that you have that meditation is. Meditation is so full of energy. It's so full of life. It is so full of life force.
And lovely shares coming through. So it sounds like this is really resonating with you guys. It's our life's work. It's what we love. We're grateful to the universe for teaching and guiding us, to the master teachers that have been in our lives, to each other for supporting, and our community, because our community has been growing for about at least 10 years. Online. I mean, we started, before we had the community, we started 15 years ago. Before that, yes, we had for 20 years schools here in Austin. But online for a solid 10 plus years, we have the Satori Method community. And the community has been working the craft, as we say. And they have been showing us what's possible. Because if one person can do it, great. But is it replicatable? Can others do it? And so we've refined a system, a life mapping and a life energizing system called Satori Method. So at the event, that's where we showcase how it all ties together. We do these little shows to help you start to get some insights and light bulbs about how it all fits together. It's mastery work, but it's super fun. Super fun.
Yeah, so if you haven't registered for Alive and Thrive, here's the link one more time, satorimethod.com/alive. We hope to see you there because it's going to be super fun.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the show, and we will see you soon. So much love. Bye now.